Be it a sword or an axe, a skillet or a tongue, the metallic tools and weapons of Eorzea are crafted by the blacksmiths. And nowhere can you find those more renowned in the blacksmithing art than in Limsa Lominsa. From the time the pirate nation was founded, they have required vast variety of weapons and tools for the pirates and their shipbuilders, and the Warrior of Light can join this fine profession and get to experience the blacksmith story of A Realm Reborn. A tale of two men who just can't get along with interesting cameos from the original game. As we join, we meet with Brithael, our fearless forgemaster of Naltic and Vimel, which is the blacksmithing guild and the armor guild combined company. We of course know that our forgemaster is quite young, and in fact was kind of forced into the position as a forgemaster by other smiths who just didn't want to deal with the administrative work. But Brithael is strong-willed and takes the duty seriously, spending his time in the guild working hard to keep it going, though he seems to spend equal amount of time at the Drowning Wench drinking his sense away. Under his guidance, we learn the basics of blacksmithing until we are eventually approached by him with an issue. Hanasa, the leader of the Armorcraft Guild, wants to expand the market of their guilds to keep Naldic and Vimel profitable. For this, he would like to expand their market into Gridania, and in fact, he expects Brithael to make the connection. But Brithael is no merchant, so she actually got him a contact that will help. This contact is no other than Faisar, and apparently there is some old-standing rivalry between the two men. Meaning, we have to talk to Faisar as Brithael refuses to speak to him, starting our role as a peculiar go-between the forgemaster and the merchant. Now, I can't blame them for not wanting to speak to one another based on how they talk about one another, but at least both are excellent in their crafts. Faisar does give us great advice on how to impress the Gridanians, pointing out that while the city-state has plenty of wood, they do need some steel, be it in weapons or armor. Now, we are no armorsmith, so we make some quality weapons to show him instead. We throw together a sword and an axe with both impress Faisar, who believes this would be an excellent showing for our potential clients. And with that, we are allowed to return to our regular work. But it's not long till Faisar is back, and like before, Brithael refuses to speak to the man. So we are pushed over to act as the go-between, and this time we get to learn a little bit more about Brithael. Or at least we get to learn about somebody who may or may not be Brithael, who in the past lost his motivation, had people start whispering about them, about how their skill was lessening. They had their wife leave them for a merchant, which may be Faisar, I am unsure. And then they turned into a drunk. Yeah, that doesn't sound like Brithael at all, does it? But no matter with his issues, it turns out the Gridanians really love our goods. So we have a potential huge commission coming in, but we must first show the client we can make some high quality steel. And Faisar is the go-between, the guild and the client, so this is now our problem. Woo! Thankfully, crafting some steel isn't really hard, so we quickly bring it to Faisar, who is suitably impressed, and heads off with it, while we turn to our work hoping next time maybe these two can actually talk to one another. They won't. Next time Faisar is in town, Brithael approaches us to talk to him again. But this time it's not just because he wants us to speak to Faisar, but because we have been requested by name. Apparently out in Costa del Sol is a rich Ul'dan who wants to commission us. Now this isn't an everyday occurrence, so of course we do hurry to talk to Faisar, who directs us to Miss Cuswip, who is the representative of our client. Turns out she needs some gardening tools, as the groundsman at their master's estate is coming up in his years, having worked for the master since he was just a boy, and his family has served his master's family for generations. So the master wishes to gift him a high-quality version of the gardener's main tool. It seems very nice, but if you ask me, I think I would prefer to get a trip to Costa del Sol. In the end, it is a stunning hatchet that we deliver to the lady, who takes it away happily to her master. After this commission, we do start receiving more commissions by name. The high-quality work we produce has started to earn us nice reputation. And eventually, Faisar himself actually comes with a commission for us, It turns out our merchant friend likes to gift weapons to his favorite fighters at the Colosseum. And in fact, it's not long after this first commission that Phaser calls upon us again, craft for even more fighters. This time a woman named Muriel, who seems to be Phaser's latest muse. So he wishes to armor her with several different weapons, from knuckles to blades. We of course supply and even deliver it in person to the woman who seems to take alarming amount of interest in us. And from there we just keep on getting more commissions, to the point that Brithel has his hands full with denying some of our potential customers, because we simply do not have time to craft every butcher's knife, hammer or sword in Limsa Lominsa. But when Phaser comes requesting a job, how can we deny him? He has stuck with us so far, and so far has been very helpful. And it's especially interesting because this job seems to have the man in a tizzy. And it turns out to be one hell of a job. It is for the former champion of the Colosseum, who is requesting our service. But the job has to be done on the down low, both on who the champion is and why she is here to begin with. So we meet with our client in a quiet place and learn she is not seeking a weapon for herself, but for a former champion, who she believes will become one once more. This gladiator has just returned to the Colosseum and taken the name of the Bronze Bull. But his fights have been a series of losses, and while she spotted the fatal flaw in his fighting. It is not he who is the problem, but the weapon he's wielding. She therefore believes if he were to get a proper weapon, strengthened with some savage materia, he would quickly reach his true place within the Colosseum. We agree to craft the weapon, and while we do, let me tell you a bit about these two, because these are actually characters from the original Final Fantasy XIV. The woman is Ymolda, also known as the Hellfire Phoenix, in the Ulda Colosseum. She was the first Alamican to fight in the Colosseum, and almost won the championship title in her fight against Grainfar. During the fight, the crowd got out of control. Ymolda got seriously injured, and Grainfar carried her to Gridania, where she got treated and found a new life with the Wood Dwellers. But she remained till the Calamity, where it was believed she had perished, but quite clearly she is alive. The man she is buying the weapon for is no other than Grainfar, though now he uses the name of the Bronze Bull. As he once saved her life, helping her find her own path, it seems now she wishes to return the favor in her own way. We of course craft the weapon and deliver it in her stead with a simple message. The way of the sword is such that all who walk it will become lost. An old saying from their past. So Gerhard knows who the gift comes from and that she is still alive. And while Gerhard is not thrilled that she can't just deliver the weapon in person, he does vow to use the weapon to find his true place as the champion. And that is where the Blacksmith story of A Realm Reborn ends. It's not a huge and dramatic story, but it is quite nice. And I do like that we have little cameos from characters from the original game. So thank you so much for watching this video. If you did enjoy it, please do all the good YouTube stuff and maybe even check out one of my other videos. But for now, whatever you do, I hope you have a lovely day.